Hello everybody, and welcome to Tales of Eternia. Want to welcome everybody back and thank you for watching this series with me. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and tackle the final dungeon. The final challenge of this very great Tales game. So I want to thank you all for joining me thus far. I am going to do some extra stuff after we beat the game and show the ending. The Japanese ending, of course, which is, I think, different than the English version. As there's like a J-pop song, a different one, as part of the ending title sequence, which I'm pretty sure must have been removed from the English release since the intro, anime J-pop song was also removed, so I'm assuming it's also been removed, sadly, which is a total travesty and unacceptable. But I am going to show some extra things after we finish the game, such as the secret dungeon. We'll do a full walkthrough of Nereid's Labyrinth, and I'll give you some tips and tricks about how to defeat that. And we'll do the special fight with Secundus, aka Daus, and a couple other special videos I'm planning on making, so look forward to that. And if you have any requests for extra stuff that you want to see in this game, extra content, please let me know. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll be happy to upload some extra content for whoever is interested in it. Maybe extra side quests or missions, whatever. I'm thinking I might just do a clean version of the ending sequence as well, if people are interested in that. Since this episode will be full of commentary, my final thoughts during the end credits. But if people want one without commentary, let me know in the comments, and I can just upload a clean one without my silly voice talking. But we are here in the final dungeon, and I'm trying to set this puzzle up here. Got to get the pieces in just the right place so we can get to the door. And once again, this is kind of like the Kirameki Tower, in that there's not too many enemies in this section of the final dungeon. Just some elemental bosses that we have to fight. And some puzzles to do. There we go, finally set that up. Those two last pieces are a little tricky to set up because they get manipulated, by the other pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and skip all the fights with the elementals. Maybe I'll just show one, because they're all pretty much the same. It's just an elemental, that has an elemental affinity. That one was wind. And we left a sylph behind. And we've already done half of this dungeon. If you remember a few episodes back, I ran in here and grabbed some key items. Basically, we grabbed Secundus so we could use him and power him up as a summon. And also we grabbed the Ifrid's egg so we could get the flying units. So it's good to come in here to grab those things, but now we're going to finish the final dungeon proper. And it's basically a set of 6 puzzles based on the original 6 elements. So I'll show you how we do all these. This red one I found to be actually a little difficult. You gotta basically escort the glowing orb here, and you gotta be careful with your timing. Touch these things so that they move, and make sure you lower the walls And there we go. So when you get it to the last one, the door will open and we fight the red elemental, which magically dies instantly before me. And we'll leave Ifrit here. But yeah, this will probably be a long episode because the final fight is decently long, and the ending is also long, so I wanted to include all of it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy while I show you how to do all these frustrating puzzles. In this one, you know, these pieces of ice slide until they hit something, and one of them is already set up to win, so you've got to make sure to set the others up so that they can be pushed into the hole. If you make a mistake, it's kind of frustrating, but all of these have to be pushed into that hole there, and really only two of them, these two, have to be set up, and you got to do those two first because this one's already set up. But once you move this one, this last one, you've ruined it and you have to leave and reset the puzzle. But just an ice sliding puzzle, and then the ice elemental. Or maybe that was water. Yeah, I guess that was the water elemental. My bad. We're leaving Windine there. That kind of felt like an ice puzzle, to be honest, because the pieces slide like you're on ice. And you can camp here at any time. There's a couple scenes you can see, a few final conversations with the characters. Good old fog.
俺様も無事帰らねえとな。俺様はよ、ほら、あれ、シルエシカのあれだからよ。
ああ、リーダーの帰りをみんな待ってるさ。生きて帰ろう。世界が終わるにはまだ早すぎる。
Okay, yeah, I'll keep going around the circle here, showing each of these in turn. Quite a bit shorter, you know, than a lot of other Tales games' final dungeons. You know, usually the final dungeon is massive, and it's like, you know, 3 dungeons worth of areas that you have to fight through. But this one's not too long, actually. Just 6 puzzle rooms, and then that first area that we kind of did. But with the shortcut door open, you know, it's pretty easy to get through that. Wow, I have max elixirs. Huh? Okay. These skeleton things are fights, but I'm just skipping them. Some of these, what do you call it, bridges activate and don't activate, but our goal is basically just to get over here to the end. Fight the earth elemental, I'm assuming, yeah, that's the earth elemental. We'll leave Gnome here to blow his nose. Yeah, I really want to thank everybody for joining me on this adventure. This is just such a great game. I'm glad I was able to do a playthrough of the whole thing for everybody, and hopefully help you out if you've been confused about certain places. Near Raid's Labyrinth is definitely a challenge, and so look forward to that video when I release it. If you've been always curious or wanting to challenge the secret dungeon in this game, which is quite difficult actually. So this puzzle basically, we want to light that thing on the pedestal, and then a timer appears And as quick as possible, you have to put these crystal ice things, whatever, in the proper hole. 4 holes will open up. 2 holes are red and 2 holes are blue. But the timer does not give you enough time to quickly run around and, you know, put these in the proper holes. So you want to set it up in advance, like I'm doing. You want to put these as close to the holes as possible. So the 2 top, the upper ones are red, and the 2 lower ones are blue. So I'm setting up the blue ones to already fall in the holes as soon as I start the timer. And that way, you know, if there's any left over, you'll have a few seconds. So there, the holes opened up, and they all fell in except for this one red one, which I need to quickly push in. And the door opens. Okay, it can be annoying if you start the timer and then just try to move the stuff around. You need to like set it up in advance so that it all falls in the holes, and maybe 1 or 2 that you're missing, you know, using your last few seconds, you can quickly push them in. No, we have to leave Celsius behind. Alright, here we go, the last one. I'll probably go ahead and show the elemental fight in this one. But all the elementals are pretty much the same. This big, ugly looking creature, kind of a mini boss. This room, all you gotta do is just shoot the sorcerer ring at the right time. Line up these 4 crystals. Make sure the proper color is the proper top, and that's all you need pretty much. Easy peasy, not even a puzzle. Oh yeah, I gotta go down. It's a little tricky to see the different levels. Just make sure you're ready before each of these. They're not too difficult. Do need to be on top of the healing though. I guess this is bolts. I don't know, maybe this is shadow? I don't know. I think this is bolt. The electric elemental, yeah. So I want to take out the ads really quick. The extra monsters, which are pretty easy. And then just wail on him, keep him occupied so that he can't cast any spells. And it's pretty easy peasy. Mikan squeezy. As long as he's stun locked and he doesn't have much time to cast the spells, which are really the hard-hitting part, and then it's not too bad. And all of the elementals are like this. Give a lot of experience too. I sometimes kind of wish you could easily, you know, come in there and refight them. Be a good way to farm EXP, but sadly you can only fight them each once. Alrighty, once we've done those 6 puzzles, we can now warp to Shizel. Always have these ominous, creepy areas right before the final fight in any Tales game.
セイファートの名のもとにグランドフォールを止めに来たぜ。
We've come here to stop the Grand Fall.
もう遅いわ。
But yeah, for completeness sake, I'm going to put all the scenes in here, and we're going to do the full final battle, as well as the full ending.
何？
We have the Fibriel. But apparently, Nereid has the evil Fibriel also. There's another reference to Eternia, the name of the game. Once again, I'm not really sure how they had to change the dialogue whenever, reference to Eternia appears. They must have had to somehow change the dialogue. Since Eternia was not allowed in this game. Thanks a lot, Mattel. And He-Man ruined everything.
やつは自分の中に世界中の症例を取り込もうとしてるってことか。
闇のフィブルに感染してエターニア滅ぼして何になるか。
我は
So, this is just the usual
セイファートを倒し
dialogue
新たな世界
in
の創
almost
造主となる。
every typical RPG.
セイファートを倒す。
Gonna destroy everything, have the grand fall occur so that everybody gets wiped out, and blah blah blah. The world will be made anew, without bad people in it, supposedly.
お前ネレイドなのか。
So we're not quite sure if it's Nereid talking,
シゼルどこか。
but pretty sure it's just Nereid. Medity asks where is Shizel, which is of course her mother. Yeah, once again, I'm leaving all these scenes in to show the excellent Japanese voice acting.
それはシゼルが体。
Way better than the English versions. Even if you can't understand it, you can definitely feel the difference and the emotion
現
That's
世界を
portrayed
恨む強い意志があったからこそ。
with excellent voice acting.
バテンカイトスこそが本来あるべき世界の姿なの。物質の中では妬み、憎しみ、
Yeah, it's almost like they copied this speech word for word with
人を傷つける欲望、
Yggdrasil, what's his face, in Tales of Symphonia or something, Just too many things are repeated in later Tales games. But truly, this was the, one of the original first ones. So we're getting some backflashes of all the awful things, that have happened since we've started our quest. Pain and suffering that's in the world, and Shizel is saying that, Nereid's desire to end all this, so we'll just wipe the board, kill everybody, start anew.
オルバス爆動か。
And it looks like the two planets are getting pretty close, gonna collide pretty soon. The ring is weakening.
いよいよ始まるようだな。
メルディ。
シゼルは死んだよ。ここにいるのはメイたちの敵。
love that line. Meredi, she's like, Shizel must be, dead. What stands before us is Meredi's enemy. Here we go, the final fight in Tales of Eternia. I noticed when I was reading stuff about Tales of Vesperia during the Colosseum. Oh boy, here comes the giant sword of death. A lot of people didn't know who Shizel was during the Colosseum fight in Tales of Vesperia. As a lot of people know, Shizel makes an appearance. But, so that tells me that a lot of people have never played this game in the Tales series. For me, Shizel was easily recognizable, especially by that giant sword. It's her Hi-Ogi. Yeah, but Shizel does not mess around. Because it's more than Shizel. We've also got Nereid to deal with. She is kind of surprised by the power that we have. Of course, that Rid has. I was able to deflect that giant sword. Rid is saying that Nereid doesn't understand Shizel's true feelings. He's inhabiting her body. She doesn't wish for the destruction of everything, even though everything was taken from her, like Meredi, her daughter, and her husband, Bariru, in that raid. Rid's going to give the usual spiel about us being able to overcome sadness, and that people can change. People can become different, they can become better. But you'll never know unless you try. And the world can be a better place, and the Grand Fall is not necessary to wipe everybody out. But of course she disagrees. Or Nereid disagrees, who's in control of her body, of course. And the true battle begins. Just like all the music, you know, all the fighting music in this game is just excellent, and you know, I'm just a fan of the classic side view style fights, and in this game in particular the spells are just amazing. You know, the combos, the way the combos work and the fighting works, it just makes the whole system so satisfying, especially with an epic boss fight like this one. You notice whenever Heel casts Distortion, I'm just standing around. It's because when Distortion is going, the enemy can't be comboed. But it does give you some time to like maybe use items or something. Yeah, Raid has some seriously heavy hitters, heavy hitting skills here. Sometimes I gotta force the heel to cast rim several times, especially if they get interrupted. There we go. Boom! Such an epic ending to that fight. So fortunately, their raid disperses, leaving just Shizel's body there. Here we are at the core.
これは
セイフアートリングの核だろう。
地上からは見えなかったけど、こんな場所があったのか。
シゼル
It's kind of interesting, you know, for almost the whole game,
グランドホールが
Medity calls her Shizel instead of mother, even though Shizel is her mother. Could be a thing about Celestia, but it kind of makes some of the emotional scenes here at the end more relevant.
あとは互いの重力で引き合ってしまう。誰にも止められない。
But suddenly, we've got this chain reaction going
本当にどうにも
because
な
of
らない
the
の
magical effects of gravity and the weakening of the you know, barrier between the two worlds enough. Keel says there's nothing we can do to stop the grand fall now. Basically, it's weakened enough that, you know, the planet's gravity is going to pull them into each other, and that's pretty much going to be the end. But Rid's got this idea. Keel's not too big on
セイ
it.
フアートリングは
He's gonna force all of his fibrial, the energy that he has, especially those abilities that we got from those 3 challenges, into the core here and blast it to make a massive explosion. And if it happens, it will push Celestia and Inferior apart. You know, in other words, the gravitational pull won't be enough, you know, so that the 2 planets will be pulled into each other. They can be pushed far away from each other, so that you know, this grand fall won't happen. So once again, I've always found the concept of this game and the world and everything very, very interesting. With the 2 planets, you know, hovering around each other, with the gravitational force being interesting between the 2, and now Rid's plan is to blast the since the you know, the Seyfart ring is going to be destroyed anyway. We might as well, you know, do a major blast here and push the 2 planets apart from each other. And Meridi says it can be done successfully if we do a fringe. So once again, there's that word, fringe. We're gonna fringe with Rid's ability and Meridi's. But unfortunately, if Meridi does this, it's gonna weaken her so much that it'll be like Shizel, and a new raid can easily enter her body. Meridi says that she's ready for that, and she knows that's a possibility, but this is our last chance. And of course, once we do this, the 2 planets are going to be separated, and there'll be no way to travel from one to the other, really, because they're going to be pushed far apart. And Meridi says she loves everybody, and her point was to save the world that everybody lives in. That's what she wants to use her power for. Okay, things are looking dire here. Meridi says, hurry, we gotta do this. We've come this far and, you know, done our best, so giving up is, you know, not an option. Keel says that's what he hates about Meridi, this never give up attitude and everything. Of course he hates it because he realizes what this could do to her, and that they'll probably never see her again. But the Grand Fall is already toppling the tallest mountain, so we need to act quickly. Rid says we will not give up. And everybody is going to survive this. Keel says that, you know, I should be the one thanking you, Meridi, for everything you've done. Meridi said thank you there, but she said she's happy they've been on this adventure, so she wanted to just say thank you. And please take care of Quickie for me. Heel says, don't talk like that. We're definitely gonna survive this together, everybody, no matter what happens. Yeah, it's like I've often said, really important to have excellent voice acting to, show the emotions and the emotional impact of the finale of any game in general. It makes it, so much better, and it's very important. Like Rid here, he's like, so when we go home, I want to eat lots of Farah's omelets. So Farah says, leave it to me. She's gonna make him a bunch of omelets. And we are all gonna go home together. And of course we get Farah's catchphrase, Ikeru, Ikeru. Still wondering what that is in the English version. Somebody please let me know in the comments, what does Farah say instead of Ikeru Ikeru as her catchphrase. So Farah and Rid and Medity are going to fringe here. Their powers to destroy the core and hopefully blow the two planets far enough away from each other to save everybody. But of course this is giving Nereid a chance to consume Medity. And Shizel's gonna take over and sacrifice herself instead of Medity.
彼らにならできる。私たちはただ見届けることにしよう。彼らの作り出す未来。
interesting there during that explosion. You could see the Safe Art Observatory as well as Eifried's, transfer station get thrown away into the distance there. And also there at the very final moment, you can hear Meredi say Oka-san to Shizel. Instead of calling her Shizel, which she had done during the entire game, she called her mother there, probably for the first time. So definitely an emotional scene. But that is Tales of Eternia, and yeah, I really don't know why people say this has a terrible story. I mean, this game has one of the best stories by far in any of the Tales series. It's just really interesting, really well done. The whole fringe concept. All the characters are really great, really well fleshed out. Villains as well as heroes. Yeah, I guess it's just the critics or the game reviewers. They're just idiots as far as I can tell. They just do not know a good game when they see one. But all I gotta say is this is a good game. I have no complaints at all. Nothing that I could say would be bad about it. It's just been one of my favorite Tales games of all time. It's got the classic, side view feel to it. Really fast-paced fights. They're just a lot of fun. The story is great. The summons are amazing. Music, as I keep saying, is all around great. All the dungeon music, the fight music. It's got some, great cutscenes. I mean, you just can't go wrong. So I don't know where the complaints come from about this game. If you've never played it, I definitely recommend playing it. It's just excellent, full of emotion, passionate story, really unique. Just all around, one of the best in the Tales series. If I had to do a top 5 or something like I said before, this would probably be number 2 or 3 because it's just that good. Once again, this music you're hearing is the instrumental version of Flying by Garnet Crow, which is the opening song, which was sadly, of course, stripped from the English release. Which in a way totally ruins things because the song is supposed to kind of give it closure. Here we're hearing a nice instrumental version of the song from the beginning of the game. So you got the song in the beginning, and you got the song at the end. It's called Flying there, by Garnet Crow, and it's just an awesome song. Really sad that it was stripped. As many Tales games, they stripped the J-pop song without even bothering to maybe, fight for the rights to show it off or even play it. I mean, they could do it. Maybe fight for the, or request the copyright so that they could put it on their game, but they're just too lazy or they think maybe it would cost too much. Which is really sad. I think it could easily be done. And it's easily proven because some recent Tales games still include the J-pop opening songs. So we got an after scene coming up here, which is pretty nice. Farah is searching for some omiyage, and Rid's like wondering, what in the world are you doing with that giant pack on your back? And so she was picking up omiyage for everybody, which is Japanese for souvenirs, basically. Kind of gifts. And Rid is saying the ship is going to sink if you take all that stuff. Farah's got her lovely Ikeru Ikeru. And I wonder if we'll meet them. And Rid says, of course we'll meet them.
絶対会える。
So remember, Medity and Keel were on the opposite side of the explosion.
準備はできましたか？
So they were on the Celestia side,
なりそうです。
and Rid and Farah are on the Infidia side, of course. Fortunately, Chat is here,
大丈夫そうですね。
and Chat's a little worried about the ridiculous amount of stuff that Farah is carrying there.
ちょっと嬉しそうだね。
Farah says, Chat, you seem happy.
と会えるもんな。
Rid's like, yeah, you're gonna meet that fuzzy, cute little best friend of yours, aren't ya? Speaking of Quickie, of course.
誰があんな野蛮な生き物と親友なものですか？
And of course, she denies it,
はい。
how much she
あんまり
hates
はしゃい
Quickie
でる
and
と海に落っこっちゃうよ。
definitely doesn't want to see him.
よし行こうぜセレスティアへ。
Let's go to Celestia.
早いさ。
And once again, definite hats off to Eifried and his ridiculous technological wonder of the Van Eltia. So some time has passed, apparently, you know, between the part where we separated the two worlds and, you know, this particular scene. But I really like this scene. It kind of makes the game come full circle. And we get to see the Van Eltia's final epic upgrade. Not only do we have submarine power and flying power and water power, now we have space power. Yeah, there's no way you can beat the Van Eltia of this game. As we head to Celestia to visit our friends. So yeah, this game is just great. It comes full circle at the end. Love the ending. Love the characters. Everything about it. There's another J-pop song here at the end, which I wanted to include. Hopefully I can upload this video and YouTube won't complain too much about it, because I'm sure this J-pop song is also copyright. But yeah, I really want to thank everybody for watching this series. I hope you enjoyed it from start to finish, and I do really hope that you'll try playing this game sometime. I mean, watching it probably isn't quite as entertaining as playing it yourself. The fighting system is definitely something that you just gotta, you know, play for yourself and try for yourself. But I usually don't ask people to subscribe to my channel or like and do all that annoying stuff, but at the end of a series, I just hope that you'll leave a comment and let me know what you think of this game, if you've played it. If you haven't played it, I'd really like to know, and if you have played it, what do you think of it? And if you haven't played this game, why haven't you played this game yet? You know, if you're thinking of picking up an old school Tales game, this is the one to play. It's just great. I mean, the only other one I can recommend is Tales of Destiny Remake, but sadly that one never had an English release except for like a fan hack version. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and any support that you can give the channel is always appreciated. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next awesome game. From Japan Gaming, the way they were meant to be played. Make sure you watch the full credits here to see the awesome full-color ending screen. Thanks again for joining me, everybody. じゃあ皆さん、またね。